Imagine a world before vacuum cleaners. Dust clung to carpets, dirt piled into corners, and housework was a daily battle with brooms, cloths, and elbow grease. For centuries, people swept floors with straw brooms or beat rugs outside to shake off dust. It was tiring, messy, and often ineffective. Yet, out of this daily struggle, an invention would rise. A machine that not only cleaned homes, but also transformed modern living. This is the story of the vacuum cleaner, sometimes lovingly called the Hoover, and its journey from a curious contraption to a household necessity found in millions of homes worldwide. The roots of cleaning, early manual devices. Before the vacuum cleaner as we know it, cleaning floors was a labor-intensive task, often involving brooms, brushes, and manual effort that stirred up dust rather than removing it. The mid-19th century, amid the Industrial Revolution, saw inventors seeking better ways to clean carpets, which were becoming more common in homes. In 1860, Daniel Hess of West Union, Iowa, invented the first device resembling a vacuum cleaner called a carpet sweeper. It featured a rotating brush that swept dirt into a collection box, combined with bellows, a flexible chamber that expanded and contracted to create suction. Air was drawn through the device, pulling dust into a chamber, but it relied on manual pushing and was never mass-produced due to its complexity and the era's limited manufacturing capabilities. Hess's invention was made of wood and metal, with hand-operated bellows requiring physical effort to generate airflow. It was a step forward from simple brooms, as it contained dust instead of dispersing it, but it was bulky and not very efficient on uneven surfaces. In 1869, Ives W. McGaffey of Chicago patented the Whirlwind, a hand-cranked vacuum cleaner. This device used a fan operated by a crank handle to create suction, drawing air through a nozzle and into a collection bag. Made primarily of wood with some metal components, it was lighter than Hess's model, but still awkward to use, requiring one hand to crank while the other guided the nozzle. McGaffey marketed it as a sweeping machine, and it sold moderately well, with about 2,000 units produced, but its manual operation limited its appeal. In 1876, Melville R. Bissell of Grand Rapids, Michigan, invented a carpet sweeper inspired by his wife's complaints about sawdust in their crockery shop. His device had brushes connected to the wheels. As the sweeper was pushed, the wheels turned the brushes, sweeping debris into a dustpan. Made of wood with natural bristles, it was simple, affordable, and effective for surface cleaning. Bissell's company grew rapidly, producing thousands of sweepers annually, and it laid the groundwork for future vacuum designs by popularizing mechanical floor cleaning tools. These early inventions were responses to the growing use of carpets in homes, which trapped dust and allergens, contributing to health issues like asthma. They were handmade, costly for the average person, and primarily used by the middle and upper classes. The focus was on containing dust rather than just sweeping it away, setting the stage for powered vacuums. The dawn of powered cleaning, late 19th to early 20th century. As the 19th century ended, inventors turned to power sources to improve cleaning efficiency. In 1898, John S. Thurman of St. Louis, Missouri, patented a pneumatic carpet renovator, a gasoline-powered device that blew compressed air onto carpets to dislodge dust, which was then collected in a receptacle. Unlike true vacuums, it used blowing rather than suction, but it was innovative for its time. The machine was large, mounted on a cart, and offered as a door-to-door service for $4 per visit. Made of wood and metal with a gasoline engine, it was noisy and cumbersome, but effective for large areas like theaters. In 1901, Hubert Cecil Booth, a British engineer from London, invented the first true powered vacuum cleaner after seeing a blowing machine and realizing suction would be better. His puffing billy was a massive device powered by an internal combustion engine, later electric, housed on a horse-drawn carriage. It used long hoses to suck dust through a cloth filter into a collection chamber. Made of steel and fabric, it weighed tons and required a team of operators. Booth's company offered cleaning services to wealthy clients, including Buckingham Palace, where it removed vast amounts of dust. The machine's viewing chamber allowed customers to see the collected dirt, proving its effectiveness. Around the same time, in 1901, David T. Kenny in the United States developed a stationary vacuum system powered by steam engines installed in buildings with pipes running to outlets in rooms. This central vacuum concept was used in large homes and hotels. In 1905, Walter Griffiths in Birmingham, England, created the first portable vacuum cleaning device, a hand-pumped bellows system that could be carried easily. Made of metal with a flexible hose, it was a bridge to more practical home use. In 1906, James B. Kirby of the United States invented the domestic cyclone, which used water to separate dirt from air, a wet filtration system. Powered by electricity, it was one of the first to use a motor for suction. These early powered vacuums were still too large or expensive for most homes, but they demonstrated the potential of suction technology, improving health by reducing airborne dust in an era of increasing urbanization and indoor pollution.
The electric revolution, portable vacuums, and mass adoption. The early 20th century brought electricity to homes, enabling portable vacuums. In 1907, James Murray Spangler, a janitor from Canton, Ohio, invented the first portable electric vacuum cleaner. Suffering from asthma, he modified an electric fan with a soap box, a pillowcase as a dust bag, and a broom handle. It used a motor to create suction, drawing air through a rotating brush and into the bag. Spangler patented it in 1908 and sold the rights to his cousin, William Henry Hoover, who owned a leather goods company. Hoover rebranded it as the Model O and began production in 1908, making it the first commercially successful electric vacuum. Made of metal with cloth bags, it was upright, weighed about 40 pounds, and cost $60. Hoover's marketing, including door-to-door demonstrations, boosted sales. In 1910, Charles Beach, Frederick Osius, and Lewis Hamilton developed a versatile AC-DC motor, allowing vacuums to be smaller and more efficient. By 1919, Hoover introduced the beater bar, a metal bar that vibrated carpets to loosen dirt while suction removed it. In 1921, Electrolux in Sweden launched the Model V with metal sleds instead of wheels for easier gliding. The 1920s saw disposable bags introduced by Airway Sanitizer, and in 1930, the first plastic vacuum appeared. Kirby's Model C in 1935 featured advanced designs for durability. These vacuums transformed households, especially in Europe and America, where electricity spread. They were status symbols at first, but prices dropped, making them accessible to the middle class by the 1930s. Women, who did most housework, benefited from reduced physical labor, though vacuums were still heavy and noisy. Post-war boom, widespread use, and innovations. After World War II, economic growth and suburbanization made vacuums essential. In 1950, upright vacuums became standard, with Hoover leading. In 1954, Hoover created a hovercraft vacuum that floated on exhaust air. In 1963, David Orrick produced lightweight uprights for easier use. In 1969, Hoover introduced self-propelled models, reducing effort. Central vacuum systems gained popularity in new homes with built-in pipes and outlets. Handheld cordless vacuums appeared in 1979 from Black & Decker, using batteries for quick cleanups. Materials shifted to lighter plastics and aluminum, with better filters to trap finer particles. Vacuums became common in over 50% of U.S. homes by the 1960s. Influencing culture, ads portrayed them as time savers for modern families. In Europe, brands like Electrolux dominated, adapting to smaller spaces. The modern vacuum, bagless, robotic, and smart, 1980s to present. The late 20th century brought radical changes. In 1978, James Dyson began developing bagless vacuums using cyclonic separation to spin air and separate dirt without filters. After 5,127 prototypes, his dual cyclone launched in 1993, made of plastic with transparent bins. In 1997, Electrolux unveiled the Trilobite, the first robotic vacuum using sensors to navigate. In 2002, iRobot's Roomba became popular, disc-shaped with AI to map rooms and avoid obstacles. By 2011, inventions like cardboard vacuums emerged for eco-friendliness. Today, vacuums include smart features like app control, voice activation, and self-emptying bases. Materials are lightweight composites with HEPA filters for allergies. Over 90% of households in developed countries own one, with global markets including Asia and Africa. The vacuum's evolution reflects technological progress, from manual bellows to AI-driven robots, improving health and convenience. A legacy of cleanliness. The vacuum cleaner's history spans from Daniel Hess's 1860 carpet sweeper to today's smart robots. Key inventors like Booth, Spangler, Hoover, and Dyson drove its evolution from manual to powered, portable, and automated. It began as a luxury, became a necessity, and now symbolizes innovation, transforming how we maintain our homes.